Hey everyone, happy Friday. This is Brady Volp with the Volp Firm and Nimble This. I've got a new toy to play with today that I want to show you. The toy is a pretty cool gadget. It's from Cable Prep. It's a heat prep tool for making it a little better and easier to install connectors on coax. And why do I think that's important? So I'm involved, as you know, a lot with proactive network maintenance, and so often we're going around to subscribers' homes that are, they show up as red in the proactive network maintenance tool. They're getting micro reflections in subscribers' homes. That's causing subscribers to be unhappy. They have data issues, voice issues, slow data, and that causes unnecessary truck rolls by cable operators to go out and have to figure out what's going on. We've recommended in the past a lot these pressure test tools from Effigus. This helps us identify where the bad, faulty connectors are, and so often we go out and find out that the faulty connector happens to be, it looks like a perfectly good connector on a piece of coax cable. And of course, I always cut them off when I find them because we don't want to leave them there. But then what we find out, I'm going to change the focus here a little bit. As we look at these connectors, you can see this connector, the center dielectric, that's that white stuff in the middle there. It's not pushed all the way through to the grounding on the connector. So what does that cause? That causes micro reflections because we're not going to get a good ground on this connector. It's not going to be a 75 ohm connector. And that cable modem, when it transmits a high power signal up through this connector, some of the signal is going to get reflected back to the cable modem, and some of the signal is going to go to the CMTS. And that signal is reflected back to the cable modem will eventually get reflected back towards the CMTS. And these are micro reflections because there's signals bouncing back and forth in a subscriber's home. That's not good for the modem. It's not good for the subscriber. It's not good for the cable operator. Why does this happen? So sometimes it can happen. Maybe someone's just not paying attention. They're in a hurry and they, push the connector on, crimp it, attach it into the cable's wiring. And a lot of times it's, maybe the coax cable sitting in the back of the truck when it's really cold out. And so you just push that connector on and you think it's on good, but it's not. You do enough of these start to wear out your fingers, especially if you're working in the head end, or maybe if you're working, a lot of these things, it's this Series 11 coax cable. It gets cold, even on warm days. It's really, really hard to push connectors onto this cable. I mean, you can really wear your fingers out. And if you're really, really strong, you've been doing this for a while, it's not that hard. But if you're like me and you don't put connectors on very often, or you're new in the industry and you're just starting to learn to put connectors on, it's brutal. So here comes the heat prep gun. Love this product. I think it can really, really help getting better connectors on. So let's open it up here and show you what it does. It's the unboxing. And it's not that exciting unboxing it because it's just so simple. It's one piece of device here. In the end is a little hole. That's where you stick your coax into. And on the back is a button. And of course, there's a charger on the side here to charge up the battery. Thing's supposed to last all day. Push the button on. It starts blinking. And that's telling you that it's warming up. When you see all three buttons warm up, and then there'll be just one last button come on, one last LED in the center. So we're waiting for that last center LED to come on. That's going to tell you, so now it's warmed up. So the last center LED is warm. I've already prepped my cable here, so I'm kind of cheating. Stick my cable in there, and I wait 10 seconds. So it's been like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Our cable's ready to go. So I take my cable out, and I can feel, it's nice and warm and sticky. I put this, first I gotta pull all my, always be sure that you pull that braiding down. You don't ever want the braiding to get around the center conductor here. And when I push that connector down, it just goes down so nice and stuff. I barely have to put any pressure on. I mean, normally I'm pushing hard to get these connectors on, quite frankly. That connector's on, and if I adjust the focus here for you again, you can see that it is, unlike that other connector I showed you, let's get in the focus there. Now the dielectric's nice and flush with the metal. It actually might be it's a little too far. So that just tells you how supple that makes the coax in order to get these connectors on. Then I take my compression tool here. Nice and done. No fuss at all getting this connector on. And it's good to go. So the other nice thing about this is, you see the lights go off? So you're conserving battery. This thing turns itself off, I think, automatically in 10 seconds. Of course, I never read the manuals, but I know it does turn itself off, which is a super nice feature when you're out working. If you're doing lots of connectors at a time, you can keep putting it in and it'll stay on. But if you're just doing one connector like I just did, it turns itself off automatically, because if you're forgetful like me, you're going to leave it on and burn the batteries off. So, great tool. I think it's awesome. Think about it in the wintertime when your coax is sitting in the back of the truck freezing and you're trying to get a job done and you're just struggling to put these on. Or the alternate where you're in the head end and you're doing hundreds of connectors and your fingers are just wearing out. Super cool tool. I'm looking forward to using this, especially this coming winter when I'm out putting connectors on that I've cut off because they were these bad connectors at subscribers' homes that didn't go on. So, Heat Prep by Cable Prep. I think it's a really cool tool. Recommend it. Works well for me, especially with office fingers here. So good luck to everyone. Highly recommend it. I have some other unboxings I'm going to do. I've got some boxes sitting in a corner here of cool stuff that people have sent me, and I just have not had the time to review it, but I'll be doing it soon. Next week, I'll be at Cable Labs summer conference it's way north of Denver, up in the mountains at 9,000 feet. So if you're around, please visit me. And if you like the video, please do hit subscribe on YouTube. Hit the little bell button so you get notifications when we're uploading new videos. And keep watching. Thanks all. Bye.